Hi guys, welcome to the YouTube video. So I'll be showing you 4 stocks that maybe you can invest in, maybe take a look at for January 2024 for the new year. My name is Ben and this is Alien Capital. So let's get into it. So my first stock on the screen is going to be Apple. Pretty obvious one. I mean, they sell a ton of products. They have an insane amount of cash on hand. They pay a dividend of 0.96, and personally my goal is to get to a point where I can be making a monthly income just off of dividends, as well as other things like businesses and a 9 to 5 and whatnot, right? So been heavily investing in Apple since I turned 16, since I could be investing, and it's always done pretty well for me. Apple just is a great stock, and they will continue to grow, and they have more cash than most companies combined. Also, one of the first companies to hit $1 trillion. That's something. Doesn't mean nothing. So, like I said, it's $185. The ticker symbol is AAPL. 185.56 right now. After hours, it is down almost 0.5%, but not really worried about that. It's still under $200. So, very easily a buy for people who have, a couple $100 sitting around and are looking to start getting investing into the market. Let's take a look at this over the year. So, I mean, it's been as low as 130 over the last year. And let's look at this 5-year trend. See, this is exactly what I want to see in a trend. This isn't exactly what I'm buying stocks based off of, but if you see a trend line like this is probably a pretty good sign that this is a stock you should be buying. Maybe probably buying it on a dip. Obviously, you want to be buying, when it's in the red on a day like this. Maybe tomorrow it'll be in the red and you could buy it. But, I personally don't really worry too much about, I want to buy in the green, buy in the red. I'm buying all year round, every single month, like every couple of weeks. So something to keep in mind. Another thing I do want to take a look at is the Apple website. So the Apple website is just so simple and very easily put together. And this right here is, I mean, they have the new watches coming out. This next level adventure with the Apple Watch Ultra 2. I mean, you have the MacBook Pro, which last year, I can't lie, Apple kind of swept me on my feet, and I don't want to say how much I spent, but I bought the new Pro, which is a pretty expensive Mac. But they're selling a lot of products and a lot of different products to different people. So let's take a look at this. So iPad's like one of their best products. So you can also put it on a payment plan. So this is something I would never recommend for somebody, but this is another way that Apple can be making money, is if you're paying $40 a month. And I'm sure there's hundreds or thousands of people who are doing that right there. So what I really wanted to look at and talk about and bring to light is the fact that they have the new Apple Card. So they have Apple's essentially a bank now. So it's another reason to invest in their company. And then, they have all these different products. They have Apple TV. They have, not what I meant to do. They have Apple TV. They have that new Godzilla show, like Apple Fitness, the MacBook Pro, the iPad, all these new iPhones that they come out with every single year, and all these people buy them, right? So then they also have the AirPods Pros. So pretty big fan of the AirPods. I mean, this right here this must be a cash cow. I know it is. $600 essentially for headphones you could buy for, let's see, Beats makes like the same ones. Beats headphones cost $200 or less. And Apple's selling these at triple the price, and people are buying them. Like, they're not sitting on shelves. So all I'm trying to get to is that Apple's an insanely great company. They have all these different assets and ways to make money, and are another company that you should be looking to invest into, maybe potentially into 2024. I know that I will be. I'll be buying a ton of more shares of Apple. And let's maybe move on to the next one. So I wanted to read this article, actually. That's what it was. So Apple stock has made an improbable run to all-time highs in 2023. The tech giant shares approached 200 by mid-December, which is a 50% rally over a year, which most stocks don't even get 10 to 15%. So, yes, Apple is generating lower profits than usual, but let's see why they are so optimistic. Apple's revenue has declined 3% in 2023, which, I don't love, but as I've said before, they have so many different assets they can use to continue to create more and more revenue or more income for their company. So the services segment is growing at about 9%, which is pretty crazy, to rising to 85 billion in 2023 from 78 billion last year. Its range of hardware products on sale over the holiday season put the company on track for a rebound ahead. Most Wall Street pros see Apple sales rising by about 4% this year. So, like I've said before, great company. We don't have to go too much into it. I'm not going to bore you with the details, but this article is called Apple Stock at 200 Time to Buy, and it's under $200, right now. So I personally think it would be a great buy. Let's move on to the next little webpage I want to go over. So I also pulled this up because you can go straight into Apple's website and go directly and look at their Q1 results or listen to their conference calls. These are things that if you are a long-term investor, you should be doing. It might be a little bit more confusing for some, but definitely something you should be taking a look at, investing your time into. So the second stock is going to be Waste Management Services. Let's pull up that ticker symbol. So we have Waste Management, which is at 178 right now, also under $200. This is a company that also does pay a dividend. I'm not going to talk too much about this one because this, to me, is a stock that I will be buying consistently throughout the year and maybe going into the future. But the thing for me is that, it might not look greatest. This is a good trend line for 5 years. I would like to buy at that dip. Would have liked to buy at that dip we could have saw right there. I'll show you again this one right here, but that was a while ago and I screwed it up again. But what I'm trying to say is that Waste Management is a company that everybody needs to get rid of their trash. So who are you going to pay to do that? And let's do a little search. Who are best at trash in trash companies, we'll say. Okay, sure. No, we don't want, we'll say, how about trash companies in America? So right there, this is exactly what we're looking for. So the leading waste management company in the United States, this was in 2022, was Waste Management. Completely blanking. Oh, here it is. Republic Services. This is the other one that I would also potentially be buying at, but Waste Management is the one that I'm going to be strictly looking forward to buying. So let's take a look at Republic Services so we can just compare the two, because it's just a trash company, nothing too confusing. It's not, tech or, data sales coverage and that kind of thing. This is just, you put your trash outside. These are the people who get paid to come and pick up your trash from your trash bag or your trash bin. They empty it, they put it back, and that's, most of their service. They do other stuff, of course, like demolition. But getting besides the point, I kind of just wanted to show you this website. I do think Waste Management is a better company based on numbers and my personal opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, of course, but another thing to look at and maybe be looking forward to. So I do want to look at their website, reimagining a circular economy for tomorrow. So at Waste Management, we celebrate what's possible by investing in recycling and waste solutions that help the continuous reuse of materials. So it's exactly what I want to hear as a customer, is that they are reusing their old products to turn them into new products. So it's exactly what we want to hear. As most of us probably know, Waste Management is a residential and commercial company. I'm not going to spend too much time on this one, like I've already said. So this will be another stock we'll be buying into 2024, and I have already bought this year. I do want to show you just for proof purposes. I'm not going to go too in depth on this because I don't want to make a separate video about this. So let's see. No. Oh, of course I clicked the wrong one. Sorry, guys. So I do want to show you that this is like what I have been buying, okay? So this is not just me saying, oh, you know, you should buy this, you should buy that. This is me saying, we've got Target here, which is another company I will talk about. Tesla, obviously. Huge lover of Tesla. They're going to do great big things. Coca-Cola, Pepsi. There it is, Waste Management. So bought this stock recently, a couple days ago, I want to say. But anyways, we'll get out of there and get back to the video. So what I wanted to show was this one. So Tesla. Tesla, my Tesla. Tesla is a company that, you know, for a long time people have not believed in. And now it's starting to get the momentum that people really believe that it could do some great big things and, you know, really change the economy and the market of cars and how we look at technology and cars like together. So this is a company I have been buying since I want to say I turned 18. I've consistently been buying it when it's in the red. So this trend line I don't love a lot, but this is obviously a company that into the future and for long-term growth could be doing some massive things. I'm not going to spend too much time on it because I feel like I've talked about this before. So Tesla, you're not going to get a dividend with, but Tesla is more of a company that we're going for. We'll say you buy one share at $240, right? I wouldn't really buy it at this price, but you know, could see some potential growth towards the future with that. But the point I'm trying to make is that with buying Tesla at this price point, you're saying, okay, I believe Tesla's going to go to $300, or I believe it's going to go to $400. Then you'd make, you know, whatever the difference is on that whenever you sell your stocks. But again, I do want to mention we are long-term investors here. So that's not what we're looking to do. I'm looking more towards the future, and is this company still going to be around when I'm 40, 45, 50, if I'm turning 30, or whatever it may be, right? So let's get into Coca-Cola. Let's look up this ticker symbol. This is a cheaper stock, one that I highly would recommend buying if you're a new investor. Coca-Cola just surpassed $60 again this year. It's been kind of, you know, going up and down, like right about at that 60 mark for just a little bit. But the whole point of buying this stock is to get to the $1,000 a month that I've talked to you about before, right? About how you want to own all these dividends. So then say you own, let's just do the quick math on that, right? Let's say you own 50 shares of Coca-Cola, right? So we'll do 50 shares times 1.84, okay? Because that's that's the dividend. And then we get $92. So $92 a year I'd be making just off the stock without any gains. So this is the kind of thing that we're looking for, is we want dividend stocks that will pay us, and then something that we believe in that will be staying around for the rest of our lives into the future, right? So this is a company to me that I don't want to dive too deep into it, but a company that, you know, obviously owns other companies. They have different products like the vitamin waters. They have Coca-Cola and all the different types of Coca-Cola. And how many people do you know drink soda? There's thousands, there's millions, whatever, right? There's a ton of people who drink soda, and I don't think that's ever going to change. People are completely stuck in their ways and want to be who they are, and that's completely fine. I personally, not a huge soda drinker, but I will more than be happy when people continue to buy soda at the rate that they probably will continue to, because let's take a look at this. This is something that may upset some, but I'm not really worried about that. So we're going to go into it. Percent. So I'm sure if you're on this list, you've had a Coca-Cola before. That is a pretty large number. So don't need to go too in depth about that, but you get the point. Coca-Cola, probably a pretty good buy. If you have $60, $70 lying around, you can get started today. This is something that I decided when I was younger and realized, okay, so Coca-Cola and Pepsi sell all these soda products and all these different products, but they also pay out their earnings in dividends. So one day, I don't know when this is going to be, this is a goal of mine, is to get to the point where in, one stock, two stocks, three stocks, four stocks, I'm getting paid out $1,000 a month, $1,000 a year, and so on and so forth. So this is a great stock to start with. Only $60 right now. A stock that I have been heavily invested into for at least a couple of years now. I want to say at least 3 or 4. And then the fourth stock on this list is going to be ticker symbol TGT. So that would be Target Corporation. How many times have you gone into Target and thought, I'm only going to buy a couple things, spend $30? I went there today. My only plan was to buy a couple cleaning supplies and a couple acai bowls. You know what I walked out with? Almost $100 worth of stuff. How does that happen? So Target has figured out that just, their business model, I think, is pretty sound, in my opinion. That's my opinion. Doesn't have to be yours. Also a company that pays a dividend here, as you can see, forward and dividend yield. So per every share that you own, you get about $4.40 a year, which isn't too much, but we're also looking at looking to increase the stock price over the life of owning this stock. And as I've said before, we are long-term investors. So Target's just a place I feel like consistently, always gets a lot of love. And yes, it's kind of like grouped in with the likes of like a Home Depot or a Target or a Walmart. And these are companies that people don't think are super high growth, but these are companies that through a recession and through the economy booming will be doing like pretty solid. But that's kind of what we're looking for. We want consistency. We don't want the highs and the lows. The highs and the lows are fine, but I'm looking for the consistency and thinking, is this company going to last in 20 years? Are they going to still be here in 25 years? So another thing I do want to look at is Target was started when? So it's 2024. Target was started in Minneapolis in 1902. So that's something to think about. That is 98 plus 23 essentially. I'm not going to do that math in my head right now. I don't want to look dumb. Whatever. But besides the point, Target, still a great company. I did want to go through the website a little bit. So it's very simple. Look at all these deals. They're all at the top deals. Oh my gosh, all this off. Oh my gosh, these great towels, these great bed linens. So what I'm trying to say is that it's easy to shop at Target, and people want the consistency. They want, is it easy? Is it fast to do? Do I like going there? Do I enjoy spending my time there? When I go there, do I have a really good experience, or is the service really bad? Was the cashier nice? Were they rude? And I feel like a lot of the times, I've never been to a Target where cashier or anything has been rude to me. So, but see, like it's all so, I'm just trying to really get at the point of like some of these websites are very hard to navigate, but this is not one of them. You sign in, you're in your account, blah, blah, blah. You have all these weekly ads, your red card, your target circles. If you want to find a store, you can click on find a store. I know a lot of people have been doing pickup delivery. And that's definitely a very common feature to use. So one that I would recommend, I do use it myself here and there. But like I was saying, like this website's so simple and easy to use. Like if I'm like, oh my gosh, 20% off fitness items. This is pretty awesome. Oh my gosh. So $100 down to 80. So they're very, very good at, the price points and knowing where they can show a deal and just make it look so much better than it actually is and get you to spend that money that they need for their income. So besides the point, we went through Target stock, 141. I have a couple shares of that. We'll continue to probably buy some here into the new year. Then we went over Coca-Cola. Don't think I really went over the website, but my point just being it's very easy to find stuff on here. If you want to buy a certain brand like Fanta or Sprite. I actually didn't even know they owned Body Armor. I did know that they owned Smart Water, Powerade, Dasani, Topo Chico. Let's take a look and see what they own in general. Oh, cool. So let's see what we've got. So we've got, wow, we've got root beer, some more coffee, some more water, Coke, of course. Fairlife, see, this is a big one for me. Like Fairlife, they make some great protein drinks. Tea. See, the point being is that they just have so many different options to make money, and the stock price is cheap. Yes, it's not going to be some crazy growth company like Apple or Google or Facebook or Meta, but this is a company that consistently will will deliver on what they say they will, and they'll pay you a dividend, and it's a very cheap product, and it's a cheap price point for a stock, so it's a good place to start. So that honestly would be my number one recommendation. If you're just starting out, buy something like that. Buy something So if you can't explain it to your friend, don't buy the stock. Like if you say to yourself, oh, I will really want to buy NVIDIA, but I don't know what the heck they do, and you can't explain it to one of your buddies or one of your girlfriends, don't buy it. Don't waste your time with that. You shouldn't buy something you don't know. Anyways, what I want to get into now is the average savings by age. This to me was pretty crazy. So under the age of 35, $30,000. So this is in 2019, but this is not too far removed. So I do want to talk about this. Under age 35, some people don't even have $30,000 saved. That's insane. That's crazy. $30,000. Some people make this in like a month. Anyways, then we have age 35 to 44 is $131,950. 45 to 54, we see it almost double here. Still under 300K at 54 is pretty crazy. Ages 55 to 64, 408 to 420. So I just kind of wanted to show you this. Maybe you could get a gauge of where you stand on this list. But you should never compare yourself to the average or to other people. You should compare yourself to yourself, because at the end of the day, you're just trying to be better yourself. So how America saves by Vanguard, they say under age 25, people have about 5K saved if you're under the age of 25. So I'd assume that most of those numbers are probably from the age range of like 24 to 22 or 21, because most of those people are, in college or still working a pretty entry-level job. But as you can see, those are the numbers here, and they're still pretty low. So this kind of speaks to the fact that my entire focus on these videos and with the content that I want to put out there is that I really want to encourage everyone that's watching these videos and this video to save your money. That doesn't mean you don't have to go out with your friends here and there and be modest, but you don't have to spend all your money on these vacations, on this cool new product. You don't have to be like everybody else. Like, you can be different, is what I'm trying to say. There are also signs that Americans may be saving less. 54% of Americans have stopped or reduced their retirement savings due to inflation. Why on earth would you do this? If inflation is going up, why would you save less? That makes no sense, right? Okay. Anyways. Okay, so we went through that, just essentially how much you've saved within your age group. I could have gone through more, but I just don't want to spend too much time on this. So we'll go ahead and click out of that. And then I do want to finish the video off with a couple quotes from Warren Buffett. And I will be doing some quotes from Warren Buffett, from Charlie Munger, RIP. May he rest in peace. But let's get to the first one here from Buffett. So, someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. So what does this mean? This essentially means that the best time to start investing is now, and the best time before that was yesterday. So essentially saying that, if you plant the seed today, in a year, maybe your money will have, times 1.5 or doubled, or, you'll earn some money on your money. And that's exactly what we're looking to do here, right? So price is what you pay, value is what you get. So this is exactly what I was trying to explain in terms of the Coca-Cola stock is $60 and Apple is 100, we'll say 150. I don't remember the exact price point. But so you're paying for the value of the price. So Apple stock obviously is higher and it's more expensive, but for the potential of more gains, it's going to cost you more, because a Coca-Cola is more of a stock that, okay, I'm going to throw $60 at this, and I know that I can make $2 a year on the dividend for every share I buy, or whatever, right? Just for example. And then I'll say the last one is, fear is the most contagious disease you can imagine. It makes the virus look like a piker. So what does he mean by this? Warren Buffett is not shy about running into financial fires when others are rushing out, as he made clear in this quote from 2020 Berkshire shareholder meeting, by using the term contagious. So what he's trying to say is that when people are panicking and selling, like during COVID, right? All these people are selling and they're nervous. They think they're going to lose their job, their home, their whatever, right? And I'm sure some people had to do that. I would never recommend that you would sell your stocks or, sell your house just so you could, make a payment. This is why you don't want bad debts like that, but we'll get into that in a later video. So what he's trying to say is that you should do the opposite of what the mass media is doing. So if the mass media is selling off and you see, oh my gosh, everything's in the red, Apple's sitting at 110, it looks like it could be a buy, or it's going to keep tanking. Don't tell yourself that it's going to keep tanking, because if you tell yourself that, you're going with the mass media. You're going with the mass media, and what that means is you're just going to do exactly what they do. You're going to get the same gains that they do, and it's not going to be any different, because if you do what everybody does, you're never going to be different. So I hope I explained that well enough. All I'm trying to say is that if you see it's red and it's a stock you buy, something you value, I would invest in it. I wouldn't think too much about it. I would buy it if it's a good stock. You know that it'll probably bounce back. Most of those stocks do. I can understand how some people might think the stock market is more like betting and gambling. I personally don't think that, and I think it's dumb to think that. I think people who think that are very closed-minded to the idea that they can make money in the stock market if they just do it consistently, continue to learn, and really try to learn the processes. And there have been plenty of times where I bought a stock and thought, oh my gosh, this stock's going to do so amazing, and it absolutely tanks. One of the first stocks I bought, GTT Communications. I'm not even sure if it's still, let's look. So I bought GTT Communications, and some people were saying that it was going to go super, super high. See, they might have gone bankrupt. Anyways, this is one of the first stocks I bought, and I thought I was going to do super good. Probably lost a couple grand on it. And I learned from it. I learned that you should not just go with what people are telling you, like, hey, this stock is going to explode, man. You should buy it. Don't listen to that. This is crazy, man. If this is the same company, wow. That's crazy. But in terms of investing, but I hope that, I've motivated you to start or at least think about opening an investment account, and, you can learn and improve on your investing skills from day to day, from month to month, to year, and I wish you the best of luck. I hopefully will be putting out another video here within the next week or next couple of days. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys and gals enjoyed the video. Comment down below when you started investing and your favorite stock to buy right now, or something that you've bought within the last couple months that you think could do really good. And maybe let's start a community and start sharing stuff that, we can all start buying, or not that we can all start buying, but something that, you can tell me like, oh, I think Walmart's at a really good price right now. And I could think, oh, I wasn't thinking that. And then go look, and then it really is. But all I'm trying to say is I hope you guys have a great day and have a great evening. That's going to be all for today. Thank you. Love you guys. Bye.